Yeah, I'm just gonna keep making content. In terms of the news stories of this week, it just feels in the UK, like I was saying about last week, which was actually only yesterday, it's all about this rush to get reopened. In terms of how good an idea it is, I mean, we've literally went through this last year where the government refused to lock down properly, kept the lockdown as loose as possible, and then pushed it back and basically relaxed the travel restrictions as soon as it could. It feels like it's been a very postcode lottery sort of situation regarding the lockdown because where I was living, it felt like a real lockdown for the first 3 or 4 weeks in March last year, and then after that point, it's had various degrees of being looser or tighter, but never a true lockdown. So it's not surprising that there was an English variant because it just kept spreading. And it's not surprising that over Christmas we had a massive spike in deaths because they wanted to relax the rules for Christmas, even though we didn't have the virus under control. All of this isn't surprising to me, and I'm sure it's not surprising to a lot of people out there. But it does make me feel sometimes like I'm just losing my mind. You know, like I'm stating the obvious. I've been stating the obvious for over a year. Like all this stuff in terms of the peaks and in terms of the spikes, I've called it, but not because I'm a genius, but because it's obvious and we've got historical precedent. None of this is out of the blue. SARS has existed for a while now, but now, from the British perspective, it's just get your holidays booked. We're all going to go travel and in summer and spread it as far and wide as humanly possible. Now, I want to get vaccinated and get traveling myself, but I'm not coming back. I'm traveling a whole different sort of perspective. I'm not just looking to go holidays, and I'm definitely not going to try and travel until I've had both my vaccine shots, because it'd just be irresponsible to do so. But as much as like the government and culture seem to be tilting right, personal responsibility is used as an excuse to basically just cover up selfishness for the most part, and the just general degradation of the culture down to dog eats dog, survival of the fittest mentality. But in terms of looking after a community, in terms of like a pandemic, that sort of mentality just it doesn't work. In fact, it causes more damage. It compounds the problems. That's why it's no surprise that the worst governments regarding COVID have all been quite right wing and had that sort of mentality and dogma as part of the culture pushed from the right. Britain, America, Brazil, Russia, like these countries have not done amazing, and they've all got pretty extreme right wing governments to varying degrees. Should tell you something, but nah, most people just don't want to. They don't want to have that sort of discussion. They just want to book the holidays. And, one side, I can't blame them, but because the government is so bad and it's just pushing all the wrong messaging and the right media is pushing it as well. But on the other side, I suppose it is personal responsibility that they use to their mantra that love to use as an excuse for so much. Where is the personal responsibility here? Like I say, that's why the whole thing on my channel trailer about the Emperor having no clothes on, because honestly, sometimes it feels like you're mad when you're pointing out the obvious and people are just there with 1,000 pre-made terrible excuses.